Hey, Cam Jennings here. I want to show you the fastest way to start an online business that I've ever experienced. In fact, just a few weeks ago, I used this exact method to generate $13,400.71 in 5 days. What I am about to share with you, I've been doing consistently for the past few years and is responsible for putting millions of dollars into thousands of marketers' bank accounts. In fact, I've been working on the internet since 2011 and I don't know an area that generates more zero to hero, more rags to riches stories as fast as this does. And believe me, I would know. Since 2011, I've done Amazon, I've done Kindle, I've done YouTube, membership sites, affiliate marketing, blogging, and I could list several more, but I'm not trying to waste your time. This really isn't about me. Although all those methods have their place, and I still do many of them, to be honest with you, none of them will take you from rags to riches as fast as what I want to talk to you about today. I am talking about creating and launching digital assets. I know, double face palm, right? I get it. I bet you've heard this story before, right? I bet you've even tried that and failed once or twice, right? Maybe you spent long nights listening to the words of people like this, only to end up in a horrible pit of despair like this, right? Being made to feel like a fool. I get it. I've been there. Listen, let me just be the voice of reason here and state the obvious. Successfully launching digital assets is hard, okay? Sure, anybody can create a product about anything, and that can be taught fairly easily. But getting that product to profit, that's something different. It requires strategy, planning, and frankly, it takes a hell of a lot of work. But the bottom line is, I and my fellow marketers launch these products regularly because they do make a lot of money for us. Every time I launch a new digital asset, I am going to increase revenue in my business, I'm going to expand my buying audience, and I'm going to explode my perceived authority in the space. All of these things are important if you want to work for yourself. That is, if you want to be the boss. So it all works out, right? Yeah, except if you're new and you're trying to figure out how to do this stuff in the right way, and you have like 50 people on 100 webinars shoving 1,000 different ways to do everything down your throat, then I would say it's probably not working out for you very well. In fact, my numbers tell me that most of you have either tried to create a digital product and never finished it, or you finished it, you launched it, you failed miserably, and got frustrated from all the work you put in. It's hard to make any money when you don't know what you're doing, though, no matter how much work you put in. It makes you wonder, is this whole thing just a scam? Is it like the California gold rush where the people who sold the supplies to the miners made all the money and the miners, most of them just went home broke? Is it all just people selling make money online products to other people who want to learn how to sell make money online products like this dog chasing his tail? Well, look, for me to really answer those questions honestly, we need to look at why the make money online industry works so well year after year. It's the same reason people have so much success in the health industry and the relationship industry year after year. I'm talking about the very real concept of thriving, passionate audience. See, I can sell a course that teaches people how to get a date in 2017, and it will help a lot of people. But I can sell another course about the exact same thing in 2018. Why? Because as the old audience of date seekers move on, they are perpetually replaced by a new audience of date seekers. And on top of that, a whole year has went by. New developments have happened, new strategies have been born on the subject. Essentially, it's a fast-moving river full of fish, and you have an infinite supply of ever-changing bait. That is a thriving, passionate audience, and it is always looking for the current information. People who sold the gold miners supplies back in the late 1840s knew this, and they won. Most of the gold miners lost because their strategy was built on a hope and a dream. not on a thriving, passionate audience. They were the thriving, passionate audience. They just didn't see it. So let's get to the point here. Product launching is hard, like anything else worthwhile that you've ever tried to learn. And when you do something that you have not done or have not been successful at before, you are taking a risk. You're risking your time and often your money. But to be an entrepreneur is to no risk. Now that's just the truth. The key, you guys, is minimizing risk, right? Consider this. If you were looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you'd shower before you went out, right? Maybe you'd keep a clean haircut. Perhaps you'd wear some cologne or more fashionable clothing. These are all things you'd be doing to increase your chances of finding a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right? And reduce your chance of failure, right? Creating and launching digital assets is no different than that. You're taking a risk every time you try, but there are steps that you take to reduce that risk drastically. Look, this is my last product launch. It was called Free Funnels, how to do all the stuff big marketers do for free. Okay, this product to date has generated $15,802.24. Here's another product of mine. $6,700 generated and it crashed the party. Over $5,000 generated with Parabolic Content Engine. Over $8,000 generated with Membership Dons. Over $5,500 generated with Affiliate Command 2017. Look, you guys, I probably don't need to keep giving you proof digital products can be very successful if you know how to do it right. I just want you to realize that there is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. I walk the path. My numbers are not unique. You could probably ask 100 full-time marketers if launching products is good for their business. 99 would say yes, and the one guy who says no is probably failing. It's a proven system that can produce very fast results if done right. The problem? It's not easy to do it right. It takes skill and practice to get good at successful product launching. It takes a whole lot of being led in the right direction by people who know what the hell they are doing. There are a lot of moving parts that you're going to have to get at least semi-proficient at, and you are going to have to not quit when things get hard because there is a momentum to creating and launching digital assets. You must build upon what you have already done to get to a higher place. If you're new or not making money online yet though, it can be a little hard to see that long-term vision. In fact, the whole situation might leave you feeling a little like, maybe I'm just not smart enough. And my friend, I'm here to tell you right now, that is ridiculous. If I can do it, why can't you do it? I'm no super genius. The first job I ever had was a pizza place. The last job I ever had before I became the boss was at a department store making $9 an hour. So no, I am no super genius. I would consider myself of average intelligence. And everything I have done, I believe anyone else could repeat. But this last product launch that I did that produced over $15,000, excuse me, I mapped out everything. Before we get into that though, let's take a closer look at the moving parts of a product launch. Let's break this down. Okay, you got the traffic that flows into the front end offer. That's what FE stands for. Then you got a series of 3 OTOs. That stands for one-time offers. Okay, then you got a series of 3 DSs. That stands for downsells. So we got 7 products in this funnel, and you might wonder, is this a beginning sales funnel? No, this isn't a beginning sales funnel. This is a winning sales funnel. This is a 6-figure sales funnel. If you want to start at the very beginning and you don't want to see the real shit, you're in the wrong place. I'm trying to show you the real shit that makes you money. That's what this is. Okay? So you might wonder, what kind of traffic? Well, on my last product launch, I used majority affiliate traffic, and I also used my email list, so my audience basically, JV traffic, an email list, right? You might wonder, what kind of products go in the funnel? Well, I use done for you products, stuff that will help people in a way where they don't have to do it, like emails that are done for you. I use group coaching classes in my funnel, and I use continuity in my funnel. And what that is a membership program, right? Those are the kinds of products I use in my funnel for success. Okay. What about the sales page? You might wonder what kind of sales page I use. I use something called a Kennedy Kern sales page. And if you want to know what that is, what's a Kennedy Kern sales page? You're looking at it right now. You're on a Kennedy Kern sales page. If you're on the Launch Levels Volume 1 sales page, you are looking at a Kennedy Kern sales page. It's a simple video, a simple toggle switch with a buy button, and a bunch of Facebook comments from real people leaving real feedback on my product. That's a Kennedy Kern. It's very effective for me. It seems to convert at around 15 to 18 to 19%. So it's very effective for me. Okay, so is that all there is to it? Is that all there is to what's going on here with the product launching game? Nope. I also have a dedicated strategy in place for building an audience on Facebook and YouTube. I also have a warm email list with about 5,000 people on it who all care about my niche. That's the make money online niche. I know, right? That sounds nothing like you, doesn't it? You're probably thinking, I don't have any of that crap. So how am I supposed to repeat what you did? Right? Look, what's the matter? Were you expecting me to tell you this was only going to take 8 minutes a day? I'm being real with you here. All right? I offer you no gimmicks. It's hard work, but this business model can realistically have you quitting your job within 12 months. Think about that for a second. I mean, really, stop and think about that just for a second. I'm not talking about bullshit here. I'm talking about really quitting your job that you hate in 12 short months. Telling your boss to shove it, or better yet, having him come work for you. Right? That could be possible within a 12-month period. Maybe even closer. I have no idea how fast you learn or how hard you work. So stop being the thriving, passionate audience and start selling to the thriving, passionate audience. So what do you need to set this whole thing up with this product launch thing? Okay, you need a front-end product, obviously. You need some OTOs, you need some downsells. You need an autoresponder, and you need a good sequence in place, right? That always helps. You need a sales page, you need a copy for the sales page, you need strategy for traffic, and you need the ability to repeat the process regularly, and I think that's probably the hardest part. You need that motivation that once you get done with it, to rinse and repeat, right? I think that's the part that holds everybody up. So what would this look like in action, right? What if we did a simulation of this whole product launch thing and we simulated it? What does it look like if we are conservative about it and we use realistic numbers and percentages? Let's take it by the numbers. Let's be conservative and let's look at it. Let's say you launch one product a month for a year, okay? Let's also assume that you're going to start a simple membership program that will only contain your last 3 product releases for content, right? It's like a discount club. That's a low monthly amount for $10 a month, right? You can promote this membership program in your sales funnel. So you don't even have to run any advertising to it. You just put it in your sales funnel and promote it in your funnel. It's a discount club. Now we're going to assume each time you launch, you push an additional 500 visitors to your sales page. Okay, and these are the percentages of those people who buy. So on the front end, we're going to assume that 5% of the people who visit your sales page buy. Now I want you guys to understand 10% is considered good. We're going to be conservative though, and we're going to say 5% of the people who visit our sales page buys. Now of those 5%, not of the 500 people who visit our sales page, but of the 5% who buy, 20% of those 5% pick up the OTO 1. 10% of those people pick up OTO 2. 1% pick up OTO 3. 20% pick up downsell 1. 10% pick up downsell 2. And 1% pick up downsell 3. So those are the percentages we're working at. They're pretty conservative, but let's see how it goes after a year with this model. Okay, let's take it by the month. Here's our first launch, right? Month 1, 500 people hit our sales page. 25 units were sold, 25 front-end units. That's $250 made on the front end. OTO 1, 20% of those people bought, $135. $54 for OTO 2 earned. Nobody bought OTO 3. $0. DS1, $50 was earned. DS2, $34 was earned. DS3, no one bought DS3 the first month. $523 in revenue generated in month 1. Month 2, 1,000 people hit our sales page. 50 front-end units were pushed. $1,046 in revenue generated. Month 3, 1,500 people hit our sales page. 75 people bought our front-end product. $1,569 was generated in revenue. Month 4, month 5, month 6, month 7, month 8, 4,000 people hit our sales page. 200 people bought the front end product. $5,442 was generated in revenue. Congratulations, you're earning $5,000 a month. That's amazing. Month 9, 4,500 people hit our sales page. $225 front-end units were pushed. $55.65 was earned and revenue generated. Month 10, 5,000 people hit our sales page. 250 of them bought our front end. $6,088 was generated in revenue. Month 11, 5,500 people hit our sales page. 275 units was pushed on the front end. $66.11 generated in revenue. Month 12, congratulations, you've now been doing this for a year. Most businesses don't last 120 days. You've been doing this one for a year. Great job. 6,000 people hit your sales page. 300 front-end units were pushed. $3,000 were earned on the front end. $1,890 earned on OTO1, OTO2 $648, OTO3 $591, DS1 $600, DS2 $408, DS3 $291, $7,428 was generated in month 12 in revenue. Okay? Now look, let's go a little bit deeper into this, okay? Launch revenue for the year, you earned $47,634 in launch revenue for the year. Now, if you notice, one of those columns was kind of this tan color. That's DS1, and that was recursive revenue from our membership program. If you remember right, we started this with a simple membership program, and the only content we were putting in there was our last 3 product launches. Our last 3 products went in there, and those people got offered a discount on that. They got those 3 products for $10 a month. When a new one comes out, the old one drops off, and that's how that membership program works. And this was recursive income. So we got the $47,634 for the year, but we also earned an additional $14,300 in recursive revenue. Pretty cool. That equals a total yearly revenue of $61,934 for our business. That's pretty good considering that most businesses lose money their first 12 months. Now we have a few wild assumptions here in the simulation. No simulations are perfect, and this one wasn't perfect either. And I simplified a few things for you to make it not so overwhelming, to make it not so complicated, but I want to point out what I simplified here right now. Wild assumptions. We did not adjust for expenses for traffic and advertising. Now if we were running affiliate traffic, and we were getting our traffic from affiliates, well, our affiliates are getting a commission. We're giving them 100% on the front end probably, and we're giving them 50% through the funnel probably. So they're taking some of that revenue, okay? So that's advertising expense, all right? They're taking some of that. We didn't adjust for affiliate commissions. We didn't adjust for expenses for traffic. Even if you're not running affiliate traffic, if you're running paid traffic, whatever kind of traffic you're running, it's going to cost. Okay, it's either going to cost you in money or in time, and we didn't adjust for that. Okay, that's advertising expense. Okay, we did not adjust for compounding growth. In our simulation, we grew by 500 visitors every month. That's not reality. In reality, this month you got 3 people to promote for you, or you did this much traffic, and in the next month, as you grow, as your business grows, and as people learn about you, the bigger you get, the faster things snowball, okay? You're not just going to earn a steady 500 new visitors a month. You're going to earn 500, 500, 1,200, 3,000, 5,000. Growth is compounding. The bigger you get, the bigger everything gets. So it doesn't happen like that. We didn't adjust for compounding growth, okay? We did not adjust recursive income for a 5% attrition rate, okay? When you run a membership program, not everybody stays, okay? Generally, you can estimate about 5% of the people are going to leave if you're doing your job and you're producing good content every month, and about anywhere between 1 and 5% leave. My attrition rate on my membership program is about 1%. But you can bank on about 1 to 5% leaving every month. So you got to adjust for the attrition rate on your membership program. We did not adjust for experience and high ticket back end programs. Most people who are making money online, they are learning as they go and they are acquiring a lot of new experience, and they're going to start figuring out they want to put a high ticket back end in place. Whether that's a group coaching program, whether that's a one-on-one coaching program, whether that's some kind of high ticket workshop, most people put a back end in place that's more of a high ticket. And when I say high ticket, I mean $9.97, $19.97, things that cost a little bit more money. We didn't adjust for experience in high ticket back end programs, okay? We also, and this is probably the biggest one, we assumed you know what you're doing and you can run this. Which, let's be honest, most of you watching this video probably don't. And that's okay. That's where I come in. Now look, what we just went through, you guys, was a conservative strategy for winning. Having this kind of strategy in place before you start an online business reduces your risk dramatically. Knowing the parts of your system and understanding what each part is supposed to do helps you identify the problems when things break down. Having a realistic projection for income helps you see the problems early when you're not meeting goals. Having it broken down by each area helps you identify where the problem is. Now, do you have to do all that? Okay? Did I just completely blow your mind or confuse the crap out of you? Do you have to do all that stuff? No, you don't have to do all the stuff I just showed you, okay? I firmly live by the motto that you should do your best and forget the rest, okay? If you feel like the things I'm talking about are too complicated, all you need to do is simplify it, all right? You dumb it down until it makes sense to you, and then as you get more experience, you add on to what you do. So a few weeks ago, I launched my most successful digital asset today, like I was telling you before. This one right here, Free Funnels, $15,802.24. I mean, it almost tripled anything I had done previously. It was really crazy. I created a blog post about the whole thing that detailed how I launched it in 10 steps. But the problem was, I knew I left a ton of stuff out because the post was just getting too long. It was getting too long and too bulky, and people just don't read blog posts that long, right? So I had to leave a ton of stuff out of that thing. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a full-blown case study on the story of my Free Funnels launch, and I mean it, like over 3 hours of video, talking about the whole thing and what I did, right? I can teach you how to do what I do, all right? Honestly, it just takes a little commitment, ambition, and of course, someone to show you the way. Look, 95% of people who try to make money on the internet never make a dime. Why? Probably a bunch of reasons that start with not enough time and end with being told the wrong way to do things. But, I'm not going to pretend to know all the real reasons, But let me ask you a question now. Would you rather I told you how to launch a product that makes money, or would you rather I showed you exactly how I did it to produce $13,400.71 in its first 5 days? I say 4 days there, it was 5 days. Personally, I'd rather someone show me what they did instead of showing me how to do something, right? Launching digital products can be tricky if you don't know what you're doing. It can take a lot of effort and time, and it can have you thrown in the towel pretty quick when you flop. I guess that's why more than 90% of all internet business startups end in failure within the first 120 days. I do not think that will be your fate, though. I'm about to give you a fantastic map for how I launched my most successful digital product. I want to prove to you that anyone with the will to do so can create a successful online business that gets attention, builds audience, and makes you money. But first, a couple of reality checks for you. You're not going to need any experience to watch all 3 hours and 9 minutes of my video case studies. However, I could have personally watched Picasso paint the old guitarist, And my paintings are still probably not going to look as good, especially when I first get started. So this stuff I'm talking about can really excel you fast, but it still takes practice and work. That's number one. Everyone has to pay their dues. Number two, you don't have to be some kind of internet marketing guru with a million products under your belt, but you will have to put in some real work. With that work that involves creative thought, strategy, and yes, product creation. Now you might think, well, I don't have any experience. What kind of product can I make? This guy right here never played a down of NFL football. It didn't stop him from becoming arguably the greatest NFL coach of all time. My wife's GYN doctor is a man, and he is respected as an expert in the field of women parts. I'm pretty sure he's never had a vagina. Listen, what I'm trying to tell you is they did that the same way in both cases. They became students of the subject they wished to learn, right? You can do the same thing. Now, my case study is not going to hold your hand and walk you through the product creation process. That's not what this is, okay? This is a case study where someone who is moving towards becoming a master at their craft shows you exactly what they did to achieve the results that they got. There is not a ton of hand-holding here. However, that being said, if you were trying to do anything in life, would it help to watch someone else do it who knows what the hell they are doing? Probably, right? In fact, you might not even process all of what I'm talking about in this case study because you weren't ready for it when you watched it. You might come back to it months later and still draw new insight from this case study as you gain experience. After all, there's levels to this game. I'm not kidding with you. There are levels to it. Here's a little fact about internet marketing for you. Every action people have to take requires a decision. At most decision points, more than 50% of your audience opts out. You heard that right, you guys. 50%. That's insane. What it means is that it takes time and practice to get this stuff right. I can't reiterate that enough. But you guys get that. We've been through it. What I'm offering here is a long, hard look into the mind and business of a successful entrepreneur who launches digital assets regularly. Okay? No tricks, no expensive tools necessary, no college degree needed. You don't need a college degree or $1 million to do what I do. All you need is a little practice, a roadmap, and a simple will to win. The fact is, I'm just a normal guy who committed to making this online thing work. When I first started, I really didn't know anything about the power of digital assets or sales funnels or email marketing or any of that. Sure as heck didn't know that this thing was going to grow to a scale that could support my family. And that is where many of you guys have a serious advantage over me. You already get the power of starting a business online and what you can do with it. Your problem is you have no confidence in what to do or if it will even work. And look, this is my job. I've done a lot of research on it. I get that many of you have spent money on multiple courses and failed to take action. I get that you've spent money on multiple courses that just plain didn't work. I know that many of you got bogged down with the technical details. You've tried and failed in the past. You can't seem to get started with anything. You can't get your focus under control enough to move forward with anything. You can't figure out how to recruit affiliates or drive successful traffic to your products. You don't know how to get people interested in your stuff, and you just feel like it's too much work to mess with. Now look, like I said before, that's where I come in. I created a product out of thin air that made $13,400.71 in 5 days. This is the story of how I did it. Launch Levels Volume 1. Levels Volume 1 is divided into 4 simple modules, you guys. It's covering the 10 most important subjects of your life. Okay, maybe not your life, but still pretty damn important. What are they? 1. Coming up with an idea for a product. 2. Choosing a vehicle for delivery. 3. Executing and utilizing proof of concept. 4. Deploying marketing material. 5. Building out the sales funnel. 6. Deploying strategy for acquiring real social proof. 7. Executing JV recruitment strategy. 8. Managing launch week. 9. Monitoring real-time social proof. 10. Adapting and reacting to problems throughout the process. Not only am I going to give you the blueprint to win on the internet fast, I'm going to give you 3 additional bonuses in which I teach you how to build an audience on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm going to teach you how to choose a profitable niche. That's 3 major trainings with countless hours of pure, no-fill content where I speak about selecting the right niche and how to build a powerful audience there. I don't just want to show you the strategies. I don't just want to help you put it all together. I want to take it even further and show you how to find the right niche and how to build a massive audience there. Listen, the stuff I show inside launch levels is extremely powerful strategy that has worked like crazy for me. It's the kind of case study I never had when I first got started. I wish I had something like this to reference when I first got started. It would be fair to charge $997 for this exact winning blueprint. I know the value of what I'm showing you here. I know how important mastering this is to your success. I'm not trying to bleed you dry on this though. I want you to win. Let's make it easy. You're not paying $997 for this, not $497, not even $97, and yeah, that puts me square in the territory of putting in more work than what I will get back from teaching you this stuff. I don't care. I'm starting this course at $5.95. It's a launch week special. I'll increase the price by a nickel every time someone buys it, and I'm going to cap it at $9.97. After 4 days, I'm setting the course at $27. That's its normal price. It's still an incredible deal, just not launch week incredible. Now, I want to point something out here quick before I move on, you guys. That dime sale I do every single time I launch a product. And the last time I launched a product, that dime sale capped out in under an hour and a half. So just keep that in mind. Okay, look, in a moment I'm going to give you a call to action. I want you to invest in your business here. What I offer you is no trick. This is no mere gimmick. I'm going to explain step by step exactly what I do and how to do it. And I'm going to give you 3 bonus trainings showing you exactly how I build audience on Facebook and YouTube, as well as how I pick niches that make money. Building a rock-solid business on the internet when you are living directly in the middle of the information age is a no-brainer. I'm going to leave Launch Levels Volume 1 at $27. And if you look at it over the course of a year, that's less than 8 cents a day. Would you be willing to invest 8 cents a day over the course of 1 year for even a chance to vastly improve your life forever? I would and have. Well done is better than well said. Benjamin Franklin said that. Today, inside Launch Levels, you're going to be instantly getting the secrets to how I come up with an idea for a product that turbocharges my chances of success and minimizes risk, how I choose a vehicle for delivery for streamlined efficiency, how I execute and utilize proof of concept so that I can compound the efficiency of my content, how I deploy the marketing machine to produce magnified awareness, how I explode my products to build out the sales funnel for maximum revenue gain, how I deploy my strategy for acquiring real social proof to amplify conversions, my JV recruitment strategies for maximum affiliate traffic, how I manage to launch week and manage buzz around my launches, how I monitor and manage real-time social proof for maximum effect, and how I adapt and react to problems throughout process for maximum profits. Now I know you just listened to a whole lot of how I's, but I want to stress to you what you're buying here is a case study. You are seeing my real life experience, what I did to produce money for myself and my family, what I did. I am showing you what I did and what I do to win. That is invaluable, my friends. This is not something I researched. This is something I live every single day. I walk the path, and what you're buying is that experience. In addition to that, you're also going to get instant access to 3 trainings where I talk about my favorite audience building sources and how to pick a profitable niche. I want you to click the button below and pick up Launch Levels Volume 1. I'm giving you a few seconds to think about that. Still not sure? Consider this. Let's assume you're going to buy this case study at its highest price point of $27. If you used everything I'm giving you today to build an online business that only launched one $10 product, and you sold just one copy of that product a month. Keep in mind, my case study shows you how I sold over 1,000 copies of a product like this in less than 5 days. But let's just be really conservative and let's say you sold just one copy of the product a month. Your investment in this case study will have paid for itself in 3 months. And at the end of 12 months, you will have earned a total of $93. That's right, $93 in your pocket for doing hardly nothing. That's $120 minus the $27 you would have spent on this product at full price. Don't you think you could probably use the Launch Levels case study to sell at least one product? I'm going to show you exactly what I did to sell over 1,000 copies in 5 days. If the answer is no, then I think you need a confidence boost. I think you need to take a long look in the mirror because you're selling yourself way too short. The fact is, if you had enough ambition and attention to make it to the end of this video, then you could sell at least one product, okay? The truth is, you can probably sell a lot more than that on a monthly basis. Making money online is a real thing, but it's not a hopes and dreams kind of business model. This isn't the lottery. Hope won't do you any good here. You can hope all day, and I can keep talking, but Benjamin Franklin said it best. Well done is better than well said. Your future is in your hands. And now I'm done talking. It's your move.